After lunch, they thank each other for the meal. Shiba offers to wash the dishes, but the girl says she'll do it. What the ghost wants is for him to go and finish his homework, which he ends up doing. Then he gets a warning message on his phone. It says that a man around 40 years old has been stealing women's underwear in the neighborhood. It's a dangerous area, but the rent is cheap, so he's willing to stay. Margaret comes over and asks if she can take a bath now that the cleaning is done. The boy says it's okay, but he can't help but think how strange it is that a woman is asking him something like that. Then he remembers she's an evil spirit. Margaret says she's going to use some bath salts called kuruso. She steps into the shower, remembering how amazing baths are in this country, much better than in her homeland. But what she loves most are the bath salts. Happily, she opens the packet and pours it into the water. She stirs it with her hand and sees her reflection in the tub. The little ghost girl steps in slowly, first dipping just her toes. Soon, she's inside the bathtub. Margaret enjoys the warm water on her soft skin and the rising steam. She feels really good, like someone is finally taking care of her. Still, she knows she needs to get her sword back. When she pulled the sword from Chiba's chest, she almost got all her powers back. But in the end, the sword returned to him. She doesn't know what to do next. When she thought Chiba was acting selflessly, she could feel the power of her sacred blade. Maybe the secret is her feelings for the boy. Suddenly, a shadow appears in the bathroom window. A strange man is peeking inside, spying on her. But Margaret sees him and grabs him through the window. She throws him like a rocket straight into the wall. The bald man flies through the house. At the same time, Chiba is walking toward the bathroom. The flying man crashes into him, hitting his nose. Both of them spin and slam into the wall. Margaret chases after the man, and now everyone is looking at him. The holy warrior wants to know who this stranger is. Shiba panics and says his love for Margaret has come back again. Now dressed, Margaret points a knife at the stranger's neck as he tries to explain. The boy realizes he was spying on the bathroom and Margaret caught him in the act. The boy quickly starts calling the police, but the man swears he wasn't spying. He says he's hunting evil spirits. It's his job. Shiba remembers seeing this man before. The man says there's an evil spirit living in this house, and he came to help. He asks the boy if he released the spirit trapped here. He thought the woman threatening him was the evil spirit. Shiba is surprised. How does this man know so much? The bald man asks the boy's name. Then he says, "You have a strong spirit, so strong that even your touch can destroy normal spirits." But Margaret is using the boy's energy to become more powerful. She's a very strong evil spirit, a special kind. As long as she stays near Chiba, she will keep draining his power until it's gone. The man tells Chiba to leave and come with him, so he can protect him from Margaret. Shiba believes him, but he feels uneasy about it. Margaret gives a warning. If the man tries to take the boy away from her, she'll kill him. The man asks why she's doing this. Margaret says the boy took something very important from her, and now he must take responsibility. Shiba tells her to stop talking weirdly, but it's too late. He's already thinking strange things. After calming down, the man says he knows about the sacred sword. Margaret explains that until she gets her powers back, she can't leave Chiba's side. The man says there may be a solution, but there are conditions. One of those is love. Their bond must grow stronger. Chiba is shocked and asks Margaret what she thinks. She says sadly that she'll never be able to get her sword back. But Chiba insists that love is still a hope. Margaret prefers to give up and disappear. The man says the only way to safely pass the sword is to strengthen the bond between them. But they don't have much time. Only 100 days. If they fail, Margaret will vanish, and worse, if Chiba's energy runs out, he could die too. So now, they have 100 days to fall in love. Or it's the end. The boy tells the man to leave after the talk. Before going, the man says they can call him if they need help. He's willing to do anything for someone with such a beautiful aura like Chiba. Then, the bald man rides off on his motorcycle. In the end, he wasn't a bad guy. And he wasn't the underwear thief either. Margaret explains that someone has been stealing underwear in the neighborhood. The boy asks if her underwear is safe. Margaret says it's fine. She doesn't wear anything under her nightgown. That's enough to keep her comfortable at night. Right away, Shiba starts imagining things. After all, this is the person who sleeps next to him every night, without wearing anything underneath. He quickly tells Margaret to go buy underwear, because her sacred sword is in danger like this. A group of girls notices the top student in class, Yusa, from class 1B. They go over to congratulate her. The boys say she got the highest score on the school exam and also gave an amazing speech, but they're all wrong. At least Yusa thinks so. She believes she didn't actually get the top score. It was a freshman who came first, but he turned down the chance to give the speech and passed it to her, the second-place student. Even though Yusa tried to explain, no one believed her. After school, she runs into someone. It's Chiba, already heading home. Yusa asks if he has any clubs after school, but he says no. She thinks he's so cool for only saying what's necessary. In reality, Shiba just doesn't know how to talk to girls. Then he thanks Yusa for giving the speech. If he had to do it, it would have been a disaster. But Yusa thanks him instead for giving her the chance. She admires how he doesn't show off, even though he's smart. He doesn't seem to care about praise. Meanwhile, Yusa worries about keeping her rank in school. Chiba, though, is just happy he didn't have to speak in front of everyone. That would have ruined his school life. While he's lost in thought, Yusa asks if he's okay. She notices that he seems distracted. Chiba says it's nothing, but there's something he wants to ask her. Without thinking, he asks her a surprising question. Yusa nearly faints when she hears it. She can't believe what he just said. Maybe she misunderstood. But no, Chiba clearly asks what kind of underwear she wears and where she buys it. The question hits her like a truck. Realizing how bad it sounds, he quickly apologizes. Then he explains, it's about his sister, who just came back from abroad. Chiba says they now live together, and she's very free-spirited. She doesn't know local customs or where to shop for underwear. Yusa understands and offers to help him shop for his sister. Chiba worries it might cause misunderstandings, but she insists. They agree to go shopping that weekend. They'll meet outside of school. Yusa says goodbye, reminding him they'll see each other tomorrow. Without knowing it, Chiba has just agreed to go on a date, all because of a strange spirit. 2 days later, Shiba is shocked that Yusa actually showed up. He invites her in to meet his sister, but her reaction is not what he expected. Margaret introduces herself like she's a commander from a fictional empire, but now pretending to be Chiba's sister. Yusa doesn't know how to react and nearly faints from surprise. Chiba asks Margaret why she's dressed like that and apologizes to Yusa. Margaret just says she's preparing some fish to eat. Later, Yusa starts measuring Margaret's body and mentions that she heard the woman is new to Japan. They talk while Yusa waits outside. She says she finds Margaret's blonde hair and skin tone beautiful. Meanwhile, Chiba listens nervously, hoping Margaret won't say anything weird. After measuring, Yusa says Margaret's waist is 70 centimeters and bust is 90 centimeters, meaning she wears a large size. Chiba can't believe this is happening. Yusa compliments his sister's looks. Suddenly, Yusa opens the door, surprising Chiba. She says she knows some cute shops and wants to take them shopping. At the first shop, it looks nice inside, but Chiba feels out of place and thinks about waiting outside. Yusa asks what kind of things Margaret likes. Looking at him, the spirit says she wants something that could stop an arrow, like chainmail. Chiba begs her to stop saying weird stuff. Margaret explains that in her time, underwear didn't exist, so she doesn't understand any of this. Seeing this, Chiba decides to stay close while shopping. Yusa watches the two and notices they seem very close. For some reason, it makes her feel uneasy. She doesn't know how to describe the feeling. Maybe it's frustration. For the first time in her life, she feels like she's losing something. Maybe Margaret is her rival. Now that she understands this, Yusa doesn't want to lose. Chiba asks if she's okay. At that moment, Margaret asks what he thinks of a certain outfit. She says there's a photo on his phone of a woman wearing something just like it. Chiba is shocked and tries to stop her, embarrassed by what she just said. A store worker reminds them that underwear can't be tried on, and Chiba starts apologizing. Somehow, he was the one who ended up choosing 3 different outfits. In the end, they manage to find something Margaret likes. She thanks Yusa and even apologizes for the trouble. Despite everything, Yusa actually enjoyed the experience. At school, the boy seems quiet and distant, but Yusa thinks he's actually quite clever. She even admits that she's a little jealous of how close he is to his sister. The boy gets a little embarrassed hearing that. But that awkward feeling she has, that frustration, means something. It's the fear that she might not be able to reach Maru. Later, Shiba goes to pay for the clothes they bought. The total is 17,400 yen. The boy nearly dies from shock. He screams when he hears the amount. He never knew women's clothes could be so expensive. Yusa tries to explain that it's because of his sister's size. But Maru can't stand watching people buy things for her anymore. She decides to get a part-time job. One day, Maru is watching a shopping channel on TV. They show a backpack strap shaped like a husky dog's face. But the best part, if you squeeze it, the toy sticks its tongue out. Maru is overwhelmed by how cute it is. She falls backward, completely defeated. It's just too cute to handle. She brings up the part-time job again. She had already mentioned it before. Chiba tells her not to worry about rent since she takes care of the house. But that's not why she wants to work. She shows him the reason, the husky face strap from the shopping channel. Now he understands. Maru asks him to help her find a job. Chiba has an idea. He shows her a student job magazine. Maru wants a job that pays the same day. Chiba explains that most jobs pay monthly, but she insists. The toy is too cute, and she's sure it'll sell out fast. After all, it was on TV, and the whole world will want one. They find a job opening for a security guard. Maru thinks this is the perfect job for a knight like her. First, Chiba explains she'll need to write a resume. Since she doesn't know how, he says he'll help her. But Maru proudly says she was once a knight leader and knows how to write important documents. She even gives a bold speech. Even though she can't write Japanese, with Chiba's help, it'll be easy. Hearing her confidence, Chiba believes they can pull it off. But her whole resume talks about being a knight, wielding a magical sword, and being brought back from the dead. Of course, that resume gets rejected. Chiba wonders why she wrote everything so honestly. But Maru says a knight never lies. So in the end, Chiba decides to write the resume himself. 3 days later, everything is ready for the interview. Chiba adjusts his tie and wishes Maru good luck. But Maru confidently tells him not to worry. She once negotiated a hostage situation and earned the nickname Silver Lion. Even though she still can't write Japanese, she's sure she'll win this battle. With that bold attitude, Chiba starts to believe in her again. Now Maru is at the interview. The man asks what skills she has for the job. She says she's trained at night, has combat skills, and wants to use her strength to help society. She's focusing on physical abilities, just like Chiba told her to. Then the interviewer asks what's special about her. Without hesitating, she says she can cut a person in half with her sword. From his reaction, Maru realizes she may have said something wrong. The man is confused. He asks her to take the interview seriously, so she tries again, saying that if the soldier is wearing heavy armor, it only takes 2 strikes to cut him in half. Obviously, she gets rejected. But Chiba still tries to cheer her up.